Once upon a midnight dreary ponder, weak and weary, over many quantum curious, volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, and some of gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more."
This day I remembered it was in the beauty summer, and Easter was dying in the rooted skulls upon the floor. Ugly I was tomorrow when I had shot tomorrow. From the breakfast from the summer from the rock little.
In the silken sack, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more."
Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping on my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard it. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more."
Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token. And the only word there was the whispered word, "Lenore?" This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore!" Merely this and nothing more.
Back into the window, the chamber turning all I saw within me burning. Soon again I hears a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what threat is and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still and a moment, and this mystery is what nothing more." Open here, I flung the shutter with a many flirt and flutter, and there, stately lady, not the saintly days of yore, not the least obsessive made me, not a minute stopped or stayed me, with the name of daughter lady, first upon my chamber door, first upon the bust of power, first upon my chamber door, first and that and nothing more.
Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad face into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, though that possible son and servant thou art said, art son of Corbin, ghastly gun and ultimate welcome, wandering from the nightless shore. "Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore."
Much I muttered, and was nearly full, but here was the scarce so plainly, though its answer so little meaning, this little revengefully bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with such with seeing bird above his shadowy doing. Breathe beast upon his skulking flesh above his shadowy doing. The shaggy name is Nevermore.
But the raving sitting lily on the passive best spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore."
Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless said I, "With it others is its only stock and store caught from some unhappy master whom a merciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs went burnt and bore, till the dirks of his hope that melancholy burden bore, or nevermore.
But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiles, straight at my wheels at a cushioned seat in front of the bird, and burst in door. Then upon a velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking a fancy unto fancy, thinking about this anonymous bird of yore. What this grin, ungainly, ghastly grunt, an enormous bird of yore. Meet it croaking, nevermore.
I sought engaged in guessing, but no syllables expressing to the fowl whose very eyes now burned into my bosom core. This and more, I sat divining it with my head at increased declining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamp had glowed o'er, but whose velvet lining with the lamp's glowing o'er she shall press, nevermore.
Then men thought the air grew denser, perfumed by an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfall twinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by angels hath sent thee respite and length for my memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nymph, and forgot this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
Prophet, said I, think of evil. Prophet still, if bird or devil. Whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed, thee here ashore, desolate, yet all untaunted, on the desert land enchanted.
On this home by horror haunted, tell me truthfully, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
Perhaps, said I, think of ever. Perhaps still is bird or devil by that sense above us, by that God we both adore, tell the sallow with sorrow, within the
It shall clasp a Satan maiden, whom the angels named Leor, clasps a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Leor. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be this word a signing of parting, bird or friend, I shrieked, up staring, get thee back into tents of night and Plymouth's shore. Leave no black plum as a token of that lie they shall heart spoken.
Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take that beak from out of my heart, and take that form from out my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
Of the rival battle fortress, delicious. On the helmet, nest of helmets, just above my chamber door, and all your keen eyes that have all the image of a demon that is dreaming.
And the lamplight over him streaming through shadows on the floor. And my soul from that shadow lies on that floating floor, shall be lifted nevermore.